Hi everybody, welcome back to Motorcycles and Workshop, where we're back on the CBR600 project. So in this video we're going to replace the subframe which was bent, and we're also going to clean up and repair anything else that we come across in the process. So sit back and hopefully it's informative, if not just entertaining. So subframe, we have taken off the tank, seat and the cowl which you've seen, took off the tank. You can leave some of these parts connected, just slot them through. Battery coming out, got to take this under tray off, which I am currently doing. I'm not going to show you every last detail because I'm pretty sure you're going to get bored of watching this. Just really to show the progress, and that anybody can do it if you've got a few tools and a little bit of know-how. Take photographs so you know where everything goes on the reassembly, and if you're unsure, make notes. And the other good thing with this kind of exercise is I'm finding all kinds of things that need repairing, so I'm just making a little list which I will revisit on assembly and make some repairs here and there, some of it wiring. And I do have a Haynes manual which is absolutely essential on every bike I buy. I always purchase a Haynes manual if it's available. If it's not available, then like I said, photographs are the way forward, and the internet. It just wants a bit of a clean up, and there's some repair work to do here. Look, these kind of things, nobody likes those. And because of the construction of this frame, which I'll show you on the new one, or the new Air one, a lot of those cables I don't have to disconnect because they're kind of in this gap. So as I pull this away, they're just going to pass through this open end here. There might be one or two. This one here for the ECU, I think that is. It's got a slot through that hole, which is fine. In fact, that's that done. And then I think that should pull out once I undo those bolts. Right, last bolt to pull out. There it is. And subframe is away. So now we have quite a bit of cleaning up to do, various other work. You can see it's not a pretty sight, but it's all good. We can make this thing, I'd probably go so far as to say we can make this thing shine again. Certainly make it run properly and ride nice. Starting to look a little bit cleaner. Cleaned the chain just around the back wheel, which is going to come out. I'm going to take that out. So I've given this rear shocker a good once over and a bit of a repaint just to slow down that. You just get a bit of corrosion. You can see it in the middle of the spring there. The finish that's on there, the electroplating or whatever, is breaking away a bit. This is just covered up so it doesn't get damaged, because that's on show, and I've painted the end, which I'll show you later. The wiring loom I've cleaned, just get all the road grime off. Swinging arm, all the linkage, swinging arm's clean, sorry, go back to the swinging arm. So I've cleaned that, that's much better than it was. I've had all the linkages out for the suspension, painted the brackets, and we've had new seals. I fitted new seals into the pivot points because the seal, the lips had gone, but the bearings were fine, so I didn't replace those. Just trying to keep the costs down a little bit, just while I could get good access to it all. And little brackets like this one here for the tick over adjustment knob, and I think it houses the fuel filter as well. That holds a fuel filter, which I have on the bench. I have a new one, so we're over to the bench. I have a new fuel filter to go on there. Old one's still on, attached to the pump. I'm going to give a bit of a clean up because, well, still full of fuel. It's just corroding a little bit. Not bad, it's just what you would expect, to be fair. And I've got some new hose because the hose is gone solid. So I've got some hose on order which hasn't arrived yet. The next thing is the subframe, old one, which I haven't taken to the scrap bin yet. New one is here. That is going to get fixed next. So I'm going to, sorry, that is not going to get fixed next because there's nothing to fix. We're going to install that back on the bike and run the cabling, make a nice tidy job of it, and then we'll probably have a go at taking the back wheel out. The rear brake caliper doesn't look good, so I'm going to give that a good clean up and service. So I think we need to put cabling up through the middle, same on this side. All the cabling up through the middle. And then I'll just, I think I'll temporarily put one in there. Under tray, just put that on next. Just roll it around the back wheel. Just hooks on this round bar. Oops. That's it. So that's hooked on. I just need to find the screws now. And then I can make sure I've got the cabling in the right route. Right, most of the back is together. Need a clip for that suspension adjustment unit there. Need that one looks a bit shabby. We'll get a new one. I've still got to loop the chain, but I've cleaned it. The back end is now central, so the rear subframe has been replaced and it's now nice and straight. So all the cabling's back in. Just got a few finishing off jobs to do. One of those little jobs I've got to finish off, tidying up jobs, is you see this pink wire here. Notice that's come off when I've been moving the wiring loom around. It's come from inside the socket there, which according to the trusty Haynes manual will be, whether you can see that I don't know, it's a fuel pump transfer relay. So I'm going to repair that. We'll take this relay off, get the plug out, replace the connector, remake the end, roll back the rubber cover, roll that rubber cover back, two-handed job. Push down on the release tab, wiggle and pull, there we go, that releases the fuel pump transfer relay. There we have the socket. What we've got here is this connector here. Now the issue I've got is these are the ones I have, and as you can see it's too small, so I'm going to have to take out this one, take it out of the plastic surround and try to reuse it. Let's see if we can get that out there. There's a small plastic tab inside which holds them in. There is a proper release tool for these, but I don't have one, so we are winging it. I'm sure some of you are probably shouting at the screen now saying, what's he faffing about at? There we go. It's starting to come now. Just getting the screwdriver on that release tab in the right spot. There we go, we've got that out. Now for the arduous task of opening up these tangs very carefully with this tiny screwdriver, and then remake the end. Should be enough cable on the remainder of there. So open these tangs and remake the end. I couldn't open both sets of tangs. I've only managed to open these outer ones, which is only really to crimp down onto the insulation sleeve. But I'm going to solder that, tin it up, solder it, and I think that'll have to do because I can't get those apart. We're trying our best. This little rig I use, pretty handy actually, just a eBay special, cheap eBay special thing. I'll show you it in a bit. It just helps to hold things. And hopefully now, if I manipulate these clamps into position, hold it exactly where I want it. Right, that's got it. There we go. Don't know how much you can see on the camera, I'm not sure what the detail is like. It's got it, and that's well strong enough. So I'm just going to fold them tabs back in now, and that's good to go. Again, you can get the correct tool for bending these in, but I don't have it, so we're just winging it. Just crimping it as best I can. That's as strong as anything, that's going nowhere. And then we can just click that back. Click that back into the into this holder, plastic holder. There you go. That's it. It's clicked, it's locked in. Happy days. This little repair. Plug it back in. Job done. This was this little rig I told you about. Just a small, just a clamped up magnifying glass on it and a little LED light, which I don't use. I just use it for these little clamps. I've also done the repair on the indicators. If you remember earlier on, I did show the chocolate block which was in line, which is now repaired. There we go. So there's the plug and socket arrangement. Through a nice piece of heat shrink, which will now tuck away nicely. The weather won't get at it, and it's a good solid electrical connection. So that's another small job done. So that'll do for today. I'll come back to it